From preferring celebrities over wrestlers, to making WrestleMania much shorter. Here's why wrestlers are angry at Triple H for making WrestleMania tiny. The King of Kings has sparked major controversy for making WrestleMania tiny. That's right, with WrestleMania 39 scheduled for April 1st and 2nd, Triple H might have gone a little too degenerate with his April Fool's prank. He's dropped a major bomb on the roster, and other wrestlers are not happy with the revelation. Pro wrestling's biggest spectacle is not going to be a 7-hour-long extravaganza. A new report revealed that Triple H wants a smaller WrestleMania card this year. In past WrestleManias, promotions tried to cram as many wrestlers on the card as possible. But times have changed, and now celebrities like Logan Paul are filling up slots. The WWE's new head of creative is looking to go quality over quantity for this year. You might be thinking it's a good call on Hunter's part, but it means we won't be carrying our sleeping bags to the stadiums waiting for the main event. The biggest reason why the locker room's so livid about the news is because the event's going to focus mainly on old-timers and the A-listers, which basically means a John Cena cameo with a Roman Reigns main event. Old news. Every good TV show has a cast of supporting characters that makes it all come together. Hunter, being the director of this long-running series from the sports entertainment genre, has decided to say suck it to the WWE's side roster, and now he's planning to kill off the cast. Remember the Battle Royale, which was basically Royal Rumble 2.0? Well, now that's gone faster than Braun Strowman can say, "Get these hands." Well, guess what? He won't be getting any hands, at least at WrestleMania 39, because he's not in it. Even Alexa Bliss expressed her frustration over the WWE not ringing her up for Mania. Come on, who doesn't want to see WWE's answer to Harley Quinn in action again? Guess we already know Hunter's reply from his Authority days, since it's all best for business. When running a multi-billion-dollar empire, you gotta make decisions that won't please everyone, even if it's from one of the most influential faces in the locker room calling those shots. But as bitter as the change is, it was very much needed to turn the company around. Getting rid of all the filler will definitely save the refund chance. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Splitting the wrestling extravaganza into 2 nights gives the WWE Universe a choice as opposed to paying a hefty sum over a full card. They can choose from either night, which isn't a bad deal. It just makes sense instead of a 5+ hour event. It's so much more economical for the card to be split featuring only the best. Let's be honest, as nostalgic as your Battle Royales and Money in the Banks are, do we really need them? I'd honestly prefer a 10-minute segment of The Rock just calling everyone candy
to lay it to smack it down on all their candy.
Or Stone Cold driving, playing catch, and cracking open some cold ones.
Very last time. Go!
At the end of the day, it's all about giving the fans their money's worth. You can't expect Ezekiel to give you the main event. And to be fair, if there's anyone who can take the heat of the locker room, it's Hunter himself. This isn't the first time he's been subject to criticism over his leadership. Triple H has been accused of shunning out the side roster throughout his career, which is pretty dumb to assume, considering he's been responsible for training young talent with WWE's Tough Enough and NXT. Besides knocking people out with his iconic sledgehammer, he also has a reputation of being very skilled with a shovel too. That's right, Triple H has buried a lot of superstars in the past. If you don't already know, burying in WWE's context has a different meaning. Other than describing Undertaker's Friday night plans, it basically means sending a superstar back to irrelevancy. Well, no wonder the locker room's particularly angry at Triple H for shortening Mania. They probably got flashbacks of stars such as Booker T, Kane, and even Rob Van Dam. Illustrious names who were well on their way to winning their match against Hunter in the past. But because Vince McMahon wasn't really feeling them, or maybe they remembered some iconic lines from CM Punk's iconic pipe bomb speech.
In anybody else's hands, this is a microphone. In my hands, it's a pipe bomb, as I showed 2 weeks ago.
Punk called it in, claiming that Vince isn't the only person in the business who's protecting Fruity Pebble-colored merchandise. Cause after Vince, it'll be taken over by his doofus son-in-law.
Vince McMahon finally dies, that the company will fall into the hands of his idiotic daughter and his son-in-law, who I believe I referred to as a doofus.
Fast forward to 2023, Vince is no longer calling the shots, and the WWE roster is in chaos. complaining about not making it to WrestleMania, all at the hands of the cerebral assassin. Hunter was called a sellout since he tied the special knot with the McMahon family. WWE's head of creative has quite the game. But guess what? This isn't the only controversy about WrestleMania right now. The WWE is rumored to be on sale because the chaos is causing a logistical nightmare. Hunter & Co. are apparently making a lot of cuts. It's always a crappy situation when there are layoffs in any business. But this news makes Triple H's quality not quantity approach to Mania look like a gimmick. What if the company has no other choice but to start laying superstars off? Let's just pray we don't see another 2020 happening. We've seen 120 superstars let go by Vince since then. Yep, maybe Elon and he met over coffee. Who knows? Vince is hoping to get a whopping $9 billion for the business. Maybe a fresh coat of paint and some new ownership can do wonders for the side roster. But if you think Triple H's controversial father-in-law is not going to make it to the SoFi Stadium, we got a different set of 2 words for ya. There's no chance. There's another reason for those missing out on Mania to boycott the event. The WWE's executive chairman and former CEO Vince McMahon is rumored to be at the event. Considering how controversial this Mania is proving to be, it's only befitting, even though being pissed at Hunter for his decisions with the company is justified. The locker room would be particularly pissed at Vince for allowing all this to happen. This is the man who championed superstars such as Hornswoggle and R-Truth. The WWE Universe eventually had enough of leprechaun dancing and the little Jimmy gimmick. They were treated right only because Vince had faith in them. Vince McMahon is many things, including someone who's true to his word. Even though the 77-year-old has remained hush-hush on WrestleMania being shortened, we're hoping to get a piece of his mind on it. Honestly, Vince has done enough for the company as is, and I guess it's time for him to rest. But even though he's done wonders for the company, I can't forgive him for opening the doors for Logan Paul. That's right, the Mavericks earned himself a spot to face Seth Rollins for the WWE Universal Championship. It hasn't even been a year since his debut with the company, and he's already headlining the holy grail of WWE pay-per-views? Come on, Hunter, you can understand the backlash. To be fair to Paul, he isn't entirely terrible in the ring. I mean, he can get a few OMG moments here and there, decent on the technicals, but competing for the Universal Championship is just a little too creative, don't you think, Hunter? This just goes to prove you don't need some Eddie Guerrero-level skill in the ring. Just millions of followers and mic skills will be enough to make it to the main event. Imagine if he leaves the ring with the belt. Now that's asking for a riot. So, from preferring celebrities over wrestlers, to making WrestleMania much shorter. That's why wrestlers are angry at Triple H for making WrestleMania tiny.